So let's discuss this one. November 2018, 2018, right? Question number 2. So you will see question number 1 and 2. Dans sa section-là, nous avons Upanishad, you have Bhagavad Gita, and you have Ramcharitmanas. Okay, so 2 questions based on 3 topics, right? So one question, get kumaina ici, one question will be, can be, not will be, but can be on Upanishad, just like here it is. C'est une question seulement le Upanishad, right? In number 2, you have questions on Bhagavad Gita, right? Apart sa enna, dernier, which will include also Upanishad and Ramcharitmanas. D'accord? So the point here is, dans une question comme ça, let's say like this, ou qu'a gain 2 chapitres, 2 topics plutôt, like Bhagavad Gita, ou capable gain Upanishad ensemble, or Upanishad with Ramcharitmanas, like that. Okay? So you have no choice, you have to study all of them, because yeah, so we never know how the questions will be. So for today, let's discuss this one, and then I have few here. We will talk about it. So number 2A, name 2 yogas discussed in the Bhagavad Gita chapter 3. Whatever you have to note, please note. 2 yogas. If you remember when we discussed, right, we talked about yoga in the Bhagavad Gita, right? Yoga in the Bhagavad Gita. Again, I tell you, what is the meaning of yoga? Yoga means, normalement, yoga means union, right? Union with whom? Merging or union with the Supreme. This is the meaning of yoga, right? But here in the Bhagavad Gita, when literally we are going to take it to be the paths, right? The paths in Bhagavad Gita, if when you talk about yoga, it will refer to the paths. D'accord? So even in the Bhagavad Gita, yogas have been described, elaborated, having the meaning union. Mais pour l'instant, as per the question, yoga will refer to the paths, that is the ways, ben chemin, right? So name 2 yogas discussed in Bhagavad Gita chapter 3, since you have only chapter 3 in your syllabus. So definitely we talked about Gyan Yoga, the path of knowledge, right? And then we also talked about Karma Yoga. Bhakti Yoga has not been as such discussed in chapter 3. Chapter 3 goes and Gyan Yoga, knowledge, the path of knowledge, and mostly goes sur Karma Yoga in chapter 3. So definitely this will be the 2 answers. But now how to write it? Someone may write Karma Yoga and Gyan Yoga, that you can write, you will get you 2 marks. Ou bien another one can say the path of action, the path of knowledge. So still acceptable, it is fine, right? So be prepared for that. Name 1 yoga or 2 yoga as per the Bhagavad Gita in chapter 3. You may also get a question, who was the giver, who sang, parce que Bhagavad Gita is a song, who sang the Bhagavad Gita, who is the preacher of Bhagavad Gita. Ça li pour un point définitivement ce moment-là. So it will be, of course, Krishna, no doubt. you can get the question as such, who is the receiver of the message of Bhagavad Gita? And definitely that is Arjun. Okay, so these will be 1 mark question. Fine. So I continue the next one. B, describe one teaching from the Bhagavad Gita about desire. If you remember, almost at the end of Bhagavad Gita, we talked about desire. So describe one teaching from the Bhagavad Gita about desire. You can start by saying that desire c'est quelque chose qui est unlimited, right? I hope you're noting. Premièrement, quelque chose qui est very unlimited for us at least. And if ever the desires are not fulfilled, if our desires, our greed are not fulfilled, Krishna says what will happen? We will develop anger, right? With anger, you may develop other bad qualities such as jealousy, hatred, and all, right? And if our desires are being fulfilled, nous pas fulfilled by desire, what will happen? We will become greedy. Parce que quand un désir finit fulfilled, nous venons greedy à ce moment-là, right? So this is one teaching you can write about Bhagavad Gita, about desire in the Bhagavad Gita. This is one, d'accord? Other things which you can add, you will see that in the page 153, right? If you see 153, you will have it there. Desire is actually the root of all evils. Ça, c'est une deuxième chose que vous avez écrit on desire, right? It is the root cause of all evil. And desires, c'est quelque chose qui fait nous tenter. We get tempted, right? We get tempted to involve ourselves in materialism. Et bien sûr, when we are tempted because of desires, we also develop other negative qualities, right? And definitely we are not going to be happy in our life. Happiness is not like, you know, tout le monde peut define happiness in their own way. Happiness is like, it's not like, you know, I got a house, it's happiness. Yeah, it is happiness, but it is very temporary happiness. What we are looking for, we are all man here, we are all human. Our aim of life is what? What are we looking for is moksha, liberation, or salvation, right? So if we have these desires, that real happiness won't happen. We won't get that, okay? So this is another way of writing about desire, right? Ou bien another way which you can write is that, you remember we talked about the smoke, okay? Desire is compared to smoke. It's just like a fire, right? Let's say your passion is like the fire. And bien sûr, quand on a passion, we will have all the desires possible which exist. And then it is compared to the smoke, to the dust, right? So this is another way which you can write about desire, okay? And what you can also write is why people have desire. Why do we have desire? C'est parce que we are ignorant. Because of our ignorance, we have desire. Ignorance veut dire quoi? C'est nous dans darkness. We don't have the right knowledge. This is ignorance. So why do humans have desire? See, because of ignorance. And as per Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, Lipidya Arjun, that we have to get rid of that ignorance. And it is exactly what Arjun has to do on the battlefield at that time. So we need to get rid of that. For us, a common man, how to get rid of the ignorance? Bien sûr, to acquire the right knowledge. Maybe it can be by having a guru, guru qui donne nous knowledge. Or it can be by studying the scriptures, studying the Vedas, studying the Ramayana, studying the Bhagavad Gita, whatever scripture, right? So that is another way of getting rid of desire. So you can write about that if you want, right? So the point here is, il y a beaucoup de façons qui sont capables d'écrire the teachings of Krishna about desire, right? So I told you last time, the Bhagavad Gita, ultimately not verse-wise, but topic-wise, whichever has been described. I hope you have done it for your revision, right? So this is how you can write. Maintenant, pas oublier l'indemanu, only one teaching. You don't write everything which I've told you, right? You select one only, fine? And then you write the answer. I hope it is clear. We continue. Explain how the two roads of perfection. C'est ça, même ça, the two yogas. The two roads of perfection. And à deux chemins, there are two ways which will lead us to perfection. Perfection veut dire moksha, bien sûr. So the two ways, c'est Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga. Described in the Bhagavad Gita chapter 3 are different. Premièrement, est-ce que ces deux chemins-là sont différents? Yes, they are different. Jnana Yoga is very different from Karma Yoga and vice versa, right? So you have to explain how they are different. Comment ou capable dire they are different. Krishna au commencement dit que he is giving knowledge to Arjun. Okay, he is explaining, he has taught the world, he has taught people two disciplines. He has taught people two disciplines. Première discipline, c'est the path of knowledge, Jnana Yoga. Second discipline, the path of karma. You can start your work like that. C'est Krishna in the he taught, okay, he taught two disciplines to the world. Ou bien si vous voulez, vous mettez two roads of perfection to the world. First one being karma ou bien jnana. Deuxième, si premier on met jnana, deuxième on met karma. How are they different? Refer to Arjun a bit here, right? Arjun is a kshatriya. He is a warrior, he is a kshatriya. So according to you, can a kshatriya follow the path of knowledge? Of course, I guess you will say no, right? A kshatriya cannot follow the path of knowledge. Parce que We are driven by, pas oublier ça, we are always driven by the three gunas. Remember the three gunas, sattva gun, rajas gun, and tamo gun. Right? So Arjun, back to this, Arjun cannot follow the path of knowledge, Gyan Yoga. Divisa follow the path of karma automatiquement. Parce que we are all driven by the three gunas. And Arjun, in Arjun, I put it like this, in Arjun, Rajas gun predominates in Arjun, right? Rajas gun predominates. And the one who has Rajas gun predominating, Lipa Kapav, march on the Gyan Yoga, on the path of knowledge. Because such a person cannot sit silently, calmly in meditation, right? As a warrior, he has Rajas gun predominating in him. So he will definitely opt for the path of karma. And who are the one who follow the path of Gyan, of knowledge? Yes, those who are meditative, right? Meditative people like Buddha, to say. So these people, they follow the path of Gyan, right? So this is one way to say, 1 minute, please. Yeah, so this is one way to say how these two roads of perfection, they are different. Okay, so you can write it like that, how they are different. However, in similarity, yes, here there is one similarity, and that similarity is both leads to perfection. There's no doubt in it. We can choose our road due to our gunas predominating in us, right? We can choose the path, we can choose the road, but bien sûr, both roads, both yogas, Gyan Yoga and Karma Yoga, lead to perfection, right? So if we are Kshatriya, we will have to opt for the Karma Yoga. If we are Brahmin, priest, meditative kind of people, very meditative, very calm, peaceful people, such a person, Lipakavin warrior. So he opts for the Gyan Yoga, right? So Gyan Yoga is all about striving to overcome delusion, the illusion we are living in this world, material world. So Gyan Yoga constantly strive to overcome all this delusion. And thus the person becomes free from desires, free from attachment, free from Maya. Okay. But Karma Yoga is about doing the actions, doing the right actions, ou bien pas oublier l'autre fois, prescribed duty, ou qu'avait écrit ça aussi. Performing our actions, prescribed duty, ou bien on appelle Swadharma. Okay, remember Swadharma. That also you can write. So the one on the path of karma, Professor Swadharma, his actions, his prescribed duty to attain liberation, right? So both of them, the path leads to liberation. So this is how you can write about it, how the path, the two paths, they are different. Okay. So this is about C. Now this one, I won't do it today. We'll do it next, later. Okay, fair. Parce que it talks about bhakti here. Et là-dedans, is supposé include Ramcharitmanas, and we have not yet done Ramcharitmanas. So this we'll discuss it later on. Okay? Parce que, get bien, the question is on Gita, on bhakti. Okay? Logiquement, dans chapter 3, pan cause lo bhakti. So, vous pouvez comprendre, s'il y a une question like this on bhakti, que il pas seulement, il pas involve Bhagavad Gita as such, right? Et aussi, get bien, il y a question full, complete, hein, donc pendant l'examen. Et les élèves, je dis il y a ça. I had students like this. Je dis il y a ça. OK, il y a ça. Bon, this part, they tend to forget it. They don't read it. So it is wrong. Qui fait? Parce que get là, il dit, refer to the specified text. Text avec un S avec lui. That is, it will refer to Bhagavad Gita. Ou pour bien refer to Bhagavad Gita here, automatiquement. It will refer to Upanishad as well. And you will refer also to Ramcharitmanas. Right? Qui fait nous pour cause Bhagavad Gita dedans parce que l'Indiao Bhakti is the best way to reach God. Yes, we can reach God through Bhakti. Mais il est aussi vrai that we can reach God through karma. Il est aussi vrai que we can reach God through Gyan. That's why you will have to involve all the three here. Bhagavad Gita, Ramcharitmanas, and Upanishad. Right? So, premier là, c'est you will do this, bon, ça, en oublié, bien sûr. You will do these two questions. Okay? The 1, 3 marks and 5 marks. Carrément, voyez ça, un PDF là. D'accord? So, you will do these two. Ça, là, bien sûr, I already told you the answer. If you want to write it, of course you can. Now, let's see these questions. Ça, c'est pas une question dans le syllabus avant. Tina Bhagavad Gita, Tina chapitre 2 et 3, les deux. But let's discuss it parce que question 10 points, sa question 10 points là, you can get it only Bhagavad Gita as well. Comment on dit ça? Get sa question là, les causes l'eau Upanishad, right? Malgré qu'il peut refer other books, other scriptures as well. So let's discuss these questions. These can be possibilities for the examination. Sa question 10 points là, elle est bien importante vous autres parce que c'est sa même question qui amène maximum marks, right? So you have to minimum qu'ils ont bizarre gagner là dans ces 8 lots 10. Okay. Of course, I believe all of you want to have excellent results, right? Minimum, c'est 8 lots 10. Of course, maximum, c'est 10 on 10, right? So it's not difficult to score the 10 marks, but you have to practice it. Ça qui est important. So let's discuss these questions. I have 2 questions here, and there's another question which I will discuss. It's not in the past paper and all, but it came to my mind to discuss it, right? So let's say this, man attains to the highest, right? That is highest to the highest. Tu l'étends quand il y a le mot highest, veut dire the supreme, ou bien salvation, moksha, right? So man attains to the highest by doing work without attachment. Explain, this is in Bhagavad Gita chapter 3, verse 19. S'il est pour prendre en quotation exactly the verse, tout le temps il peut mettre en bracket from which book it is, like Bhagavad Gita, and from which chapter. It will always be written there. So you don't have to worry que tout ban verse qui est là. No, this is not actually the case, right? Donc, man attains the highest. Comment on atteint highest? Comment on atteint supreme? By doing work without attachment. explain what Krishna was teaching about Karma Yoga, right? 10 marks. So, doing work without attachment. I believe vous êtes d'accord au moins that this is what is called the Nishkam Karma concept. To work without attachment, to work without having expectations. Without having expectations ou bien without attachment, c'est la même chose. It means Nishkam Karma. Okay, so how do we attain the highest? By performing Nishkam Karma. And I believe you remember the verse to be used here. Karmanye Vadhika Raste Ma Phaleshu Kadachana. Écrire, si vous collez ou écrire, sinon just these lines, vous mettez 3 points, you close inverted comma. Right? Sorry. So you can start your answer by writing the verse. Dans le premier paragraphe là, ou écrire verse là, et ou écrire ce meaning. It will be like a short introduction. This is a very impressive way of starting an answer. Right? Ou bien si vous avez envie de mettre dans body, dans un paragraphe après, ça aussi est OK. Up to you. Right? So this verse, I told you, you need to know that. Karmanye vadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. No, it means that we need to work without having expectations. Now the question says, explain what Krishna was teaching about Karma Yoga. So the whole of chapter 3, right? The whole of chapter 3 is dedicated to Karma Yoga. Split Karma Yoga in the whole of chapter 3. And this is what exactly you have to write. For example, Krishna talked about prescribed duties. You write about it. Ou bien nous avons allotted duties. Ou bien nous cause prescribed duties. We talked about swadharma, right? Our own dharma. When you are going to write this, you are going to refer to the Varna system. Chacun est dans ce travail. But you will mettre l'emphase sur, bien sûr, sur Kshatriya, okay, on warrior, because we were talking about Arjun here. We are referring to Arjun here. And also Krishna, if you remember, we talked about it. We are all forced to act. If we are forced to act by what? By our 3 gunas. Because of the 3 gunas, we are all forced to act. We can't avoid that, right? And bien sûr, Krishna aussi dit, we need not be a pretender. C'est pas un hypocrite actually who are the pretenders. So we should not be doing that. Okay. Because no necessity, if I'm, yeah. Necessity of sacrifices, ou bien necessity of performing sacrifices. Ça aussi li tombe dans Karma Yoga, right? So you write about it. This part in the Bhagavad Gita is quite lengthy. So by here to Sara, you just minimize the ideas. For example, sacrifice. Nivedya, premièrement, fire sacrifice, which all of us, we have to do. We are Hindus, we need to, all Hindus have to perform the fire sacrifice. And deuxième façon, we explique sacrifice. I told you last time, sacrifice means sacrifice, ou bien as in the Hindi word says, yajna. Sacrifice means to act for the welfare of others. This is what is called Loka Samgraha. If you remember the word, tell me. Loka Vijaya to Samgraha, so you act for them. you do good for them. So loka samgraha, right? Try to remember it. Loka samgraha. It means yajna, sacrifice, to act for the welfare of others. So instead of writing all those details, lala, okay, kinuchi, kozelo, sacrifice, you just minimize everything. Okay. One thing you need to add is that nature is doing its duty. We get the rain, we get the food and all, remember. So we have to do our duty. Even God is acting not like an actor, acting to just doing his duty. Though God has nothing to do here. Just after it is a planned, very systematic concept. Okay, there will be sunrise, there will be sunset, though pena rise, pena set actually, but it appears to be like this. There will be the wind at a particular time. God has nothing to do. God comes if oh, it should be sunrise now. Don't leave the sunrise. No. It's a fair automatic. God has practically nothing to do. Yet, Krishna says, yet he takes incarnations and he works, he acts, he does things, he does actions so that he can teach us things. Probably the purpose of avatar, say, to set examples, to show us the right path, right? So God also is performing certain duties. So no doubt we human, we have to work. We have to perform our duties. You can add also that we need to be path makers. Right? Arjun Tula, he must be like a path maker, like Janak, right? So these are stuff, guys, which you can write. Okay. You will talk about the Karmayo. Weka to sa, no one can stop you getting 10 marks, right? So you will do this question as well. Now,